Let's talk about something people whisper about, but rarely understand. Why will husbands, good men, faithful men, men who sacrifice their youth, their dreams, their bodies, and their peace for their families, suddenly walk away after 20, 25, even 30 years of marriage? Why does a man risk everything after giving everything? Most people assume it's a midlife crisis, or another woman, or some sudden burst of selfishness. But the truth? Men don't leave after 20 years because they want something new. They leave because they're tired of dying in a place where they never felt seen. And if you're a man watching this, you already understand that sentence on a level deeper than words. Let's break down the real reasons, the ones men feel but never say, the ones women sense but never understand, the ones society ignores because they don't fit the narrative. 1. Because for 20 years, he learned to live without being appreciated. Most husbands don't leave suddenly. It's slow, quiet, invisible. A man doesn't wake up one morning and say, "I'm done." He simply reaches the end of a long, lonely road he's been walking for years. A husband leaves when he has provided for everyone but himself, solved problems no one noticed, carried burdens no one thanked him for, been the emotional rock without being emotionally received. Women often think the marriage wasn't that bad, but men know being unappreciated isn't pain, it's erosion. It wears you down slowly until one day you just stop caring. 2. Because he wasn't allowed to have emotional needs. Here's the truth. Most husbands don't leave because they fell in love with someone else. They leave because they finally met someone who let them feel human again. Not superior, not strong, not the rock, just human. Someone who listened, asked how he felt, saw his exhaustion, treated him like he mattered. Men don't cheat for sex. Men cheat for relief. And many don't cheat at all. They just emotionally detach and walk away. A man can survive a lot, but not emotional starvation. 3. Marriage became a business contract, not a relationship. After 20+ years, many marriages become schedules, routines, chores, responsibilities, bills, obligations. You start feeling more like co-managers of a household than lovers. Men will stay and grind for decades, but eventually he asks himself, is this my life? Is this all there is? And that question is the beginning of the end. Not because he wants excitement, but because he wants connection. Or because he got tired of being the villain. Many men spend years being blamed for everything. He's emotionally unavailable. He doesn't communicate. He doesn't do enough. He doesn't care. Eventually, he starts believing it. And here's the dangerous part. Once a man believes he's the villain in his own home, he stops trying. Why? Because effort doesn't matter if someone is determined to see the worst in you. And once he feels punished for being himself, he quietly withdraws, not loudly, not dramatically, just slowly, until one day there's nothing left to withdraw from. 5. He realized he sacrificed everything and received very little in return. Men give up a lot in marriage. Their hobbies, their freedom, their desires, their youth, their mental health, their dreams. And most don't complain. But after 20 years, after the kids are grown, after the chaos settles, he finally has time to look at his life and ask, what about me? And the answer terrifies him. Sometimes he sacrificed himself for a person who stopped seeing him 15 years ago. 6. He stayed for the kids, and once they grew up, he had no reason left to stay. Let's be brutally honest. Many men stay in unhappy marriages to protect their children, to give them stability, to be present, to avoid ripping the family apart. So he endures the arguments, the coldness, the emotional distance, the resentment. But once the kids leave and the house goes quiet, there's nothing to distract from the truth. And that truth hits hard. He stayed for them, but no one ever stayed for him. 7. Quiet suffering eventually becomes quiet exit. When women are unhappy, they talk. When men are unhappy, they endure until they can't. Men don't explode. Men don't announce. Men don't warn. Men leave emotionally long before they leave physically. By the time he packs a bag, he's been gone for years. 8. Because he finally chose peace over loyalty. And here's the most heartbreaking but honest reason. After 20+ years, a man will choose peace. Not excitement, not passion, not adventure, not revenge. Peace. The peace of, Not being criticized, not being ignored, not being blamed, not being tense 24/7, not feeling like a disappointment, not walking on eggshells. He leaves because staying feels like slowly dying. He leaves because leaving feels like breathing. He leaves because he finally understood a lifetime of sacrifice means nothing if I'm never allowed to feel alive. So what's the real answer? Why do husbands leave after 20+ years? Because the man she stopped appreciating became the man someone else finally noticed. Because the marriage she thought was fine was quietly suffocating him. Because he didn't leave the marriage suddenly. He just finally left physically after leaving emotionally a long time ago. Because even the strongest man gets tired of being strong alone. Because men too want to feel loved, wanted, valued, and understood. And after 20 years, he finally accepted a truth he avoided for decades. A man can build a home, but he cannot live forever in a house where his heart has no place.